This is a drawing I made when I was a kid. I resketched it, leaving out the dark coloring so I can redraw it. Then I tried to decide what type of cat I was actually drawing. And then the closest one I could find was this cougar. The most important part that I didn't do very well is creating forms on the face. I want those shapes to be correct first, and then I'm going to move over to the eye. That's my favorite part to draw, and I might skip around a little because this time lapse is of my actual process of drawing without thinking about it. I think the ear should be a little bit bigger of a portion to the face. In my original drawing, one of the eyes was completely black, and I'm thinking maybe that's because it was in the shadow, possibly, but I should still have a little bit of value in there. Now I'm going to make short hatching marks to create the texture of the fur. I do have a blending stump, but I don't want to overuse it. I do want to leave some of those marks there. I'm going to make more marks where the fur appears darker and less where it appears lighter. Make sure your eyes are focused on your reference more than on your actual drawing, so you don't miss any shapes or make anything up. Where and how you shade is more important than the features on the face. Then I'm going to go back to the eye. Commonly people like to draw perfect shapes for the eyes and kind of make them up, but you really have to pay attention to get the right shape and value. You might notice that he has little lumps above his eyes, and then the top of his head gets a little bit darker, so I'm going to saturate a little bit more with my hatching to create a darker fur there. And then I'm going to pay attention to the ears where they actually get dark. Whenever I started drawing in black and white, I like to identify the darkest areas and the lightest areas. The lightest areas I can leave white, and then the darkest areas I can really push down with my pencil, or I can even change to a darker pencil. But I noticed in my early drawings that I neglected the midtones. There are a lot of gray tones in here, as in most black and white or grayscale drawings. And children and novices tend to ignore those. Even the white areas on the shadow side of the face should have some kind of gray tone. Now I'm going to create whiskers by erasing in the darker areas of my face. In my original drawing, I seem to have attempted to make light whiskers by using my blending stump. However, they were still a gray color. You can use your eraser to create very light objects in your picture. Try an electric eraser for small details. Sometimes you may need to walk away from your picture for a few minutes and come back to see whatever you may have missed. And sometimes you can just blur your vision by crossing your eyes so you can see how close your picture actually looks to the reference. And here it is in right about an hour.